Well, the purpose of the Advanced Training Institute is to train up young men and women to become leaders of the next century. And I think today we have so much negative peer pressure coming in from the outside world that young people need a role model, someone to look up to.
The week proceeds. The days are filled with workshops, games, outdoor activities, and cookouts. It's time to start scanning the crowds for red shirts and gathering at the clan to head back to their normal life.
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Monday, May 23rd. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today's a busy day, it's a busy week, it's a busy life because there is 2 more days until Josh Duggar's fate will be known, and lots of people are speaking out and lots of information has been revealed. We've had letters being written, we've had comments made by the feds, there has been Michelle Duggar calling Josh tender-hearted, and Anna begging for Josh to come home, and Anna's dad writing a letter claiming that he's a great father, and neighbors claiming he's been set up. There's just been so much fueling this story, and it's been nonstop, and hopefully once everything goes down where we know that the amount of time he'll go away and it'll quiet down. For now, just buckle up. It's going to be a busy Duggar week. So I just did a video where we talked about how Rebecca Hunt, about Anna Duggar getting divorced. Now, another person that's been involved in the story, Caleb Williams, is speaking out publicly on Twitter in regards to the situation. If you follow the story in any length, you should know by now that Caleb Williams is the man that Josh Duggar is claiming 2 friends did this. Not him. It was Caleb Williams who remotely accessed his computer, no one else but Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, a family friend that lived with the Duggars for a short period of time in 2019 when he had found himself in a sticky situation himself and landed in his own hot water. So Caleb is the grandson of S.M. Davis. S.M. Davis is a longtime friend of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. Caleb and his brother Joshua had intermittently helped out at the car lots, and for a period of months in 2018 and 2019, Caleb lived with the Duggars while he was dealing with his own life issues. Let's talk about this because Caleb has been this quiet person that hasn't said anything, and he suddenly goes on his Twitter account and starts sort of explaining about his situation. So the first thing he said was this. He explained that he had been set up with his ex-girlfriend that he got into trouble for by a family. It was an arranged relationship, and he said that I was in Arkansas with the Duggars because they invited me down there. They were extremely kind and welcoming. They treated me like family. Ultimately, I was waiting to get married and was trying to protect her and us with separation. Her mom told me she felt like the Duggars had stolen her from me, and there was also a phone call where I was asked if I was cheating on her. The Jana rumors caused a lot of challenges and strain. I began traveling back quite often to reassure her we got pregnant and I was wrong. He said, I thought I was going to spend my life with her. She was my entire world and I loved her deeply and have not been in a relationship before or since that time. Eventually, I hope God will bring someone into my life. This was my perspective. So he claims that he was set up into an arranged marriage by her parents and his parents, and that this was a standard of practice in their subculture. He also clarified that the reason why he was speaking out now about everything was because back in October he tried to call Jim Bob Duggar and talk to him, but Jim Bob would not take his calls. So he said, it's unlikely I would be posting all of this had Jim Bob answered my phone calls in October. Instead, he tried to give me to contact Josh's lawyers when he sent a private investigator to my home. Friends don't frame friends with accusations of CSAM or any crime for that matter. If you know anything, Caleb was as a result of getting the teenager pregnant, he was charged and he is on the SO registry. He claims that now he has gone through therapy, he has gone through programs, he is now a mandated reporter because he wants to be part of the solution, not a part of the problem. But he said he does not work with children and that his situation is not at all comparable to what Josh has done, because he doesn't have the same issues. Josh likes other minors, and his was a 16-year-old, and it was a girl that he claims was supposed to marry. So that's his sort of explanation about that, and he was never dating Jana. Moves down with the Duggars, and he finds himself with the Duggars, and that's kind of how he ends up in the situation today where he is being publicly blamed for something that Josh has done. So he expanded on what he has said about Anna and about what the Duggars have done to him. He said, "My heart goes out to Anna. I've told her I'm praying for her. She is in a gut-wrenching position that I do not envy. My personal opinion, she has been convinced that I did it. The saddest part of that is her sitting in the courtroom and seeing a mountain of evidence to the contrary and seemingly ignoring it. I knew Josh was being investigated for CSAM for almost a year and a half and kept the secret. My understanding is they did not even share it with most of their kids. If they hadn't tried to frame me, I probably wouldn't have said anything. I loved Josh like a brother. I thought he had reformed. He needs therapy and help. The absolute lack of responsibility and constant blame tactics sealed my opinion that he was not framed. They were telling people in their circles that I did it." He claims that he has been a close family friend of the Duggars for years, which again is true because his grandfather is S.M. Davis and he and his brother Joshua were down in Arkansas quite a bit. So he said, "Yes, I knew and I know the Duggars. I was very close to many members of the family. There is still periodic contact. It was painful to be accused by Josh, Anna, and other members of the family as well as some of their friends of outlandish claims of hacking." And they said, someone asked him, have any of them reached out and apologized or expressed regret over this tactic? And he said, "If you're referring to Josh, Anna, or Jim Bob, no." So Josh has convinced everyone that Caleb hacked into his computer and remote access, downloaded this stuff, watched it on Josh's computer, left it there, deleted it, which never made any sense. The whole theory was never bought by the jury. And he tried to claim that because Caleb worked for them, that he had the access to the computers. Caleb said this about his employment: "I did not work as an employee of the Duggars ever. Everything was project by project and check or cash, never payroll. I don't recall any tax forms coming from Josh either." He also referenced a photograph that Josh's defense had put into the case file, and he said, "It's ironic that Josh's team filed this picture. He asked me to sell the item on the desk and I was taking a picture of it. I don't just randomly take pictures of him." And it looks like the picture he was taking is of a stereo for a car. So he had asked him to take a photograph of a car stereo, and that's why he took the photo. So really, at the end of the day, it sounds like Caleb wasn't there. Caleb is upset that he is being blamed for something that he did not do, that he believes that Anna believes that he's the one that did this, and that just because he made a horrible mistake when he was, a few years ago with his ex-fiance, I guess, that was exploited on by the Duggars. I should note that the Duggars were aware of Caleb's relationship with this girl during that period. So they were apparently okay with what he was doing during that time, or else they wouldn't have allowed Caleb to move into their home. So they had no problem with Caleb when he lived in their home, aware of the relationship, aware of Caleb needing to create distance in this relationship. And then now that he's faced his own legal repercussions for that, now they have a problem with it. Now they're exploiting it, and now they're using him as a scapegoat. So you don't have to agree with Caleb's decision with what happened with the girl. It's not the same as what happens with Josh. It's not even the same category. It's not even the same statute. And he's an SO, yes, but it's not the same category of people that are affected by this. So for the Duggars to continually blame him, it sounds like he is upset by that. They have never actually apologized to him. And in regards if Caleb is going to sue the Duggars, he says, "I'm trying to be a better person and learn from my wrong decisions. I can't sue them. It would only cause more pain for everyone involved." Mr. Caleb Williams is speaking out. He wasn't there. He was framed. The Duggars are framing him. They've never apologized. He feels badly for Anna. He was not dating Jana. He lived with them. He goes back and forth. There's a Jana rumor. He never worked for them. At the end of the day, he is speaking out. I will be interviewing Caleb later today, where we're going to get more details about his experience. This was just a sneak peek of his first discussion, and it's sad to see the Duggars would exploit someone in a situation like this, but not surprising. And Josh's inability to take responsibility is a huge part of the problem, and a huge reason why they are going to fracture a ton of relationships, and Josh could ultimately end up with a humongous sentence. What are your thoughts? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.